Few leaders face a tougher job than Javier Milei, Argentina's new president. This is a country that, 100 years ago, rivaled the world's largest economies, and today battles inflation, poverty, and the utter collapse of its currency. His message, unlike the sweet promises people were used to, was brutal. Argentina is no longer a rich country, so it must stop living like it is. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to get all our videos on the biggest economic challenges and stories around the world. For decades, Argentines maintained their lifestyle on credit, subsidies, and inefficient state-protected industries. But how does an economy survive when the government spends far more than it collects? With debt, with inflation, with promises pushed on to the next president. Javier Milei broke this cycle. He presented an unpopular and painful proposal: massive cuts to public programs, removal of subsidies, tax increases, and large-scale privatizations. A tough pill to swallow, but one that won millions because it seemed like the only real path to restart. 1 year later, are the measures working? Was the sacrifice worth it? Let's look at the facts. Argentina has declared bankruptcy 9 times. It has had 6 different currencies in 5 decades. At one point, many citizens used US dollars daily out of complete distrust of the Argentine peso. The government, unable to keep its promises, resorted to bigger and bigger loans, including the recent $7.5 billion IMF package. Javier Milei, who taught economics for over 20 years and published dozens of papers, had long warned that the country spent beyond its means. Just in energy subsidies in 2014, the state spent 3.5% of GDP. To cover that gap, they printed more money, worsening inflation. What did Milei do differently in practice? On his first day in office, he cut nearly half the ministries, transferred responsibilities, launched a wave of privatizations, and removed state perks. The logic was simple: cut where the state was choking the economy. And the first numbers surprised everyone. For the first time in years, the state spent less than it collected. Inflation finally started to fall. But there's a price, and it's high. Gas, water, electricity, transport, food, all prices soared. Tens of thousands lost jobs, benefits, stability. For those living with the weight of these decisions, it's hard to hear that the numbers are improving. Among Milei's most controversial proposals is the complete dollarization of the economy. That means abandoning the Argentine peso and adopting the US dollar as the official currency. But is that even possible? And wouldn't that hand over control of the economy to the United States? Yes, it would. And that's exactly Milei's goal: to end the temptation to print money to solve problems, something Argentina has done time and again. By dollarizing, the government would be forced to live within its means. No tricks, no shortcuts. The problem? To do this, Argentina needs dollars, and it doesn't have enough. Reserves are being used to pay debts, but a recent trade surplus offers some hope. More importantly, the cuts and fiscal stability are starting to attract foreign investors. But trust isn't won overnight. The big question is, will the people endure? Because right now, the pain is real. The economy may be stabilizing on paper, but frustration is growing on the streets. There are protests, marches, and a widespread feeling that the country has been left to fend for itself. Yet polls reveal something curious. Many Argentines know this pain is necessary. For the first time, perhaps, the population understands that magical solutions have failed, and austerity may be the only realistic way out. What Argentina needs now isn't more promises. It needs time. Time for reforms to deliver results. Time for businesses to return. Time for the country to regain lost confidence. But will that time be granted? Or will the people, tired of suffering, turn against the project before it bears fruit? The recent history of the country shows that every time reforms start working, the government changes, the policies change, and everything returns to square one. For now, Argentina is improving, but at a heavy cost. Will it endure long enough to be reborn, or is this just another illusion?